Thank you for stopping to watch my video. Everyone should know this information because it's not taught in schools. We're going to start off with 3 simple questions. Number 1, do you want to leave a legacy for future generations? Number 2, do you want to save taxes year after year, generation after generations? And number 3, do you want to learn the secret of the rich? If you answered yes to all 3 questions, you're in the right location. The Spendthrift Trust is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. It's been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions, and both times it's been favored. I work with the Benson Financial Trust that was written by a Harvard law professor 76 years ago, and he wrote 5 specific trusts. And today we're just going to talk about the business trust. The business trust and the beneficial trust. I lied about that. I want to teach this to as many people as possible. To give you a little bit of information, the Spendthrift Trust comes from England way back when King Henry VIII, that famous king who chopped off his wives' heads, started the Church of England. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England for his church, and they went further back to the Magna Carta in the 13th century and said, nope, you can't do that, King Henry VIII. Yet, and it's contract law. It came to the colonies while we were still part of England as contract law. Our current tax code went into effect February of 1913. It was only supposed to be around for a few years. It's 111 years later. I guess a few years is different in tax terms. The super rich families back then, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, and the Kennedys, made sure they could save taxes. Well, if they can save taxes, we can save taxes. My personal story, in 2019, I was working full-time as a Medicare broker, and I wholesaled 7 properties nationwide and paid off $184,000 in debt. Woo! I was a rock star. I was completely debt-free, and I had $50,000 sitting in a bank account for my capital gains. Well, April 4th, 2020, my CPA called me and said, hey, congratulations, your tax bracket went from 22% to 24%. I still don't know if he was being facetious or if he was really saying congratulations. But all of a sudden, I owed the federal government $97,000 in short-term capital gains. He put me on a payment plan. Thank God for that. And I was able to figure things out. Well, during COVID, still working as a Medicare broker, I didn't have to drive an hour into work and an hour from home from work. Talk about tons of free time. I had read an article on the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust. It's called The Office. It's 7 generations old and has almost 400 people in it. Then I started researching it, and I started both my business and beneficial Spendthrift Trust September of 2020. I also started teaching a mastermind in my real estate group. I was the first female mastermind hostess in my real estate group. I'm very proud of that fact because usually real estate's all men. With the business trust, this is going to help U.S. business owners, entrepreneurs, franchisee owners, and independent contract workers. So if you're an insurance agent, if you're an affiliate marketer, if you're a digital marketer, if you're working for yourself, you could be saving at least 90% on your federal income taxes, and in 43 states no longer pay state income taxes. This is life-changing. Personally, from 2022 taxes and 2023 taxes, I saved 92% on my federal taxes. I was happy to pay 8%. So to give you an example of some people saving money, a local pizzeria here in Charlotte area has 2 locations. They're making $19,000 gross every month, $180,000 a year, and they're going to save $34,975 North Carolina state taxes and federal income taxes. You can use this money to pay off your mortgage, put it back in your business. You could buy a new car. You could take your family on vacation. You could give to a charity, or you could save for retirement. Mario and Marianne opened up a 3rd location. And in 2025, they're going to open up a 4th location. When they retire in 2036, they're going to leave 2 pizzerias to 1 grown child and 2 pizzerias to another grown child. There'll be no inheritance tax, and then the adult children will also continue to save federal income taxes. It's an amazing thing. I have a free class out there on the Great Discovery. So if you go out to my name, www.sallygimmon.com, you'll find out about it. Now, the beneficial trust. Remember, I'm a real estate investor. It's going to save you 5 separate taxes. Before I get to that, let me go over the 4 ways to Spendthrift Trust. All 5 trusts are going to save you in 4 very important ways. Number 1, you're going to save taxes year after year, generation after generation. Number 2, you're going to keep your information completely private. There's a false rumor out there that your LLC, S Corp, or C Corp does that. It's, if I can go online to the Secretary of State or the Corporation Commission of your state and research all LLCs. Do you realize 40% of all LLCs get sued every year? Yikes, I thought that didn't happen. Number 3, talking about lawsuits. All your assets are in the trust as a titanium vault, and all lawsuits become frivolous. So if the renter's dog gets out and bites the mailman, he cannot come after you. He can only go after the renter. And number 4, if you're not aware of the 2024 Corporate Transparency Act from the Treasury Department, if you have the Spendthrift Trust, you're exempt from doing that paperwork. Please, if you don't have this trust, do the paperwork. It's for the Treasury Department because they could charge you either $10,000 and or 2 years in jail. You have until December 31st, 2024 to do the paperwork. Don't procrastinate. So the beneficial trust. I'm a real estate investor. So what's going to happen is it's going to save you 5 very specific taxes. You will no longer pay short-term capital gains. So if you're a crypto investor, forex investor, auction houses, tax liens, wholesaling, or fix and flipping. That's just like federal income taxes, between 10% to 37%. Again, I use all my real estate at 24% because that's what I was at when I started the trust. Long-term capital gains are either 15 or 20%. So if you're selling your business, you're selling an investment house, a baseball card, or anything else. There is past legislation back in November of 2021 that says if you make more than $300,000 a year, your capital gains, short-term and long-term, will be 40%. 40%. Hasn't gone into effect yet, but it's passed. Second tax you'll save, interest income taxes. If you're a passive investor. Third tax, it's going to be dividend income taxes if you're in the stock market. Fourth tax, rental income taxes. Yes, you can take depreciation. Yes, you can do cost averaging, but remember, all lawsuits become frivolous. And the fifth tax, royalty income taxes if you have talent. I have none. I want to help as many U.S. investors, U.S. business owners, U.S. franchisee owners, entrepreneurs, and independent contract earners to save as much money as they can. Just to give you an idea, if you wholesale or fix and flip a house and make $50,000 on it and you're at 22% tax rate, you'll save $11,000 in capital gains. At 24%, you'll save $12,000. For the business trust, I highly suggest you should be making at least $80,000 gross. Please go out to my free class on the Great Discovery, www.sallygimmin.com, and then set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. Thank you for watching my video. Have a beautiful evening. Bye-bye.